So forward folding back the mat. Clasp your opposite elbows. If it's too much, you could use the blocks. Put a bend in the knees, clasp the elbows, breathe. Good. So if swaying around a little bit helps you, then sway around a little bit. And then just start to tune into your breathing. So we'll start to focus. That's all we're really looking for while we're in here is focus. Listening, breathing. Good. Go ahead and take the opposite elbows if you're doing that variation. So take them in the opposite way that you were gripping them. Good. And then just stepping a little further away from your thoughts, a little closer into yourself, into listening. And then just kind of letting go of expectations, and at the same time, forgetting about the past. Good. From here, bring the hands down to the ground. And come up to what's called a flat back. So on an inhale, hands to the shins, pull the heart forward, and then fold in as you exhale. Just warming up the spine. A couple more times. Inhale, flat in the back. And then fold in, exhale. And one more time, inhale, flat back. And then fold in, exhale, crawl out to downward facing dog. Good. So make your arms really strong here. Press the floor away. If you're new to down dog, you want the hands shoulder width apart. Maybe a little wider. Feet are going to be hips width apart. Good. And then maybe pedal the legs, do whatever you need to do. Some of us have been here 1,000 times, but in case you're new, just let those heels start to press towards the floor with vigor. Good. So by no means should you try to force your legs to do anything during this practice. But you do want to do the subtle actions of the poses. So there's a subtle lift of the hips, a subtle lift of the navel. Good. A relaxation in the neck, the face, the tongue, the eyebrows. Just kind of scanning the body, seeing where you are today. Yeah, very nice. And then from here, slide forward to plank position. It's an upper push-up. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. You're welcome to set your knees down if you'd like. Good. See if you can use your legs a little bit. You're gonna feel the quads flexed and feel the belly lift. And if you lose the breath and it starts to get choppy, it's just a sign that you've taken it a little too far. So you can always come back. Good. Make sure your hands are really emphasized here, so you're spreading the fingers. Good. You're not feeling like the wrists are uncomfortable here. If that happens, you're definitely going to set the knees down. Good. And then press back to downward facing dog. Just going to warm the shoulders up. Inhale, slide forward, plank pose. Feel your lower belly lift you back to down dog. Exhale. Good. Inhale, slide forward, plank position. Exhale, down dog. And two more. Let's add the push-up. Inhale, slide forward, plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down dog. Last one. Inhale, slide forward, plank. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down dog. Good. And we'll change it up a little bit. Slide forward to plank pose. See if you can lift your right toes off the ground an inch. This might be a lot, and if it is, you're going to skip it. Now bend the elbows lower halfway. Press up. Hug the knee to the nose. Good. And then right leg back. Set the toes down. Downward facing dog. Just generating more heat. Let's do it on the other side. Slide forward, plank pose. Maybe lift up the left toes. Lower halfway if you have the strength. Press up. Left knee to nose. Squeeze and round. Left leg back and down. Down dog. Good. And then slide forward to plank pose on the inhale. See if you can take 5 to lower all the way down to the ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All the way down, lay down. Good. Go ahead and reach the arms down by your sides. And take the hands behind the back. We're going to interlace the fingers here. Before you straighten the arms, just spread the collarbone wide, spread the chest. And then if you get that to happen, start to straighten the arms. Once you straighten the arms, you could lift the hands off the back if you want. Peel your shoulders, your chest off the ground. Shoot the crown of your head forward. And then start to point the toes back. As you press the toes back, lift the toes, lift the knees. See how high you can lift your torso using those straight arms. It should feel nice. Make sure your breath is still flowing in and out of the nostrils. Keep your legs up, keep your torso up. Bring your thumbs by your upper ribs. Good. Setting up for cobra. Keep the elbows in so they're touching the side of your body. Don't move those. Just press the feet down. Inhale, cobra pose. Good. Chin to the floor. Let's do 2 more. Good. Inhale, cobra number 2. Maybe a little higher. And then exhale, chin down. Good. One more time. Up dog if you know it. Inhale, cobra, up dog. And then downward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips. Press back. Good. Pulling those hips away from those fingertips. Good. Hips lifting. Good. Knees bending. Take an inhale, look forward, stepping or floating through to the top. Inhale, come back to the flat back. And then fold in, exhale. Press down through the feet, stand up, sweep the arms. Big inhale overhead. And then hands where the heart is, exhale. Let's keep moving here. Inhale, sweep and reach, feel the side body stretch. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and drop that head. Inhale, glance forward, fingertips or shins. Step back to plank pose. Lower down. Keep the elbows in. Good. Cobra is your inhale. Remember, the elbows are into the side body. And then exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Good. Just come back to your breath. Find the simplicity of the pose. The newer you are, you need to look around here and there. Understandable, just to understand the pose. But once you kind of figure it out, see if you can let the eyes go. So you don't need them so much. It's more about sensation. It's more about feelings, not thinking. Good. And let's just refine those 6 very simplistic movements and put them into a little flow. As we go through Surya Namaskar, A, sun salutations. Big inhale, wind those hips back, bend the knees. Look forward, step or spring, top of the mat. Inhale, flatten the back. Fold in, exhale, root down to rise. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. And then hands to heart center as you synchronize. Inhale, sweep and reach. Like Tai Chi, forward fold, exhale, release the energy. Inhale, glance forward. We're just warming up. Step or jump back, chaturanga with bent elbows. Open up, cobra, up dog if you're ready. Exhale, downward facing dog, nice and steady. 2 more of those to go. Sip that air down low. Good. Big inhale, wind those hips back, bend the knees, exhale, step or slingshot the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, flatten out, get longer. Exhale, fold in, get deeper. Stand up, sweep the arms overhead, not rushing. Hands to heart, exhaling. Good. Inhale, sweep and reach. Maybe the palms touch. Exhale, forward fold, but you're never in a rush. Inhale, flatten that spine. Step or jump back this time, lower down. Cobra, inhale, spread the collarbones. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more round to go. Good. Really feeling the thumb and the forefingers pressing into the mat a little more than the rest of the hands. Protecting those wrists. Good. Here we go. Inhale, hips high to the sky. Bend the knees, step, float, or fly, top of the mat. Inhale, glance out. Fold in, exhale. Stand up, sweep the arms, big long breath, and then hands to the heart center, exhale. Last time, inhale, sweep and reach and say goodbye. Exhale, forward fold as you swan dive. Good, inhale, flatten the spine, and then step or jump back, lower down with integrity. Inhale, open up with sensitivity. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Good, you guys. Take a big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. And then slide forward to plank. like we did earlier, lift the right toes off the ground. See if you can bend the elbows lower halfway. Press up, knee to nose. Step it through, top of the mat. Stay on your back toes for crescent pose. Little bend in your left knee, sweep the arms up overhead. Good. And as you do it, just kind of notice you're not popping out the ribs, that you're smoothing out the posture. Good. Feel those shoulders start to roll away from the ears so the triceps are moving forward. Good. Navel's going to draw in a little bit. You could start to straighten the left leg if you tilt that tailbone down a little. And then try to touch the ceiling. Good. But don't let the shoulders move. Good. Take one more inhale, reach higher, and then both hands down to the ground. Right leg back, lower slow. Good. Inhale, cobra, you're in control. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, slide forward, plank pose. Lift your left toes off the ground an inch. If you can, bend the elbows lower halfway. Press up, knee to nose. Step it through. Back toes, crescent pose. Bend the right knee, sweep the arms up vertically. Very nice. And then a little tilt of the tailbones. What you want to feel, the inner thigh, squeeze the midline. Good. Really finding that shoulder lock. So you want to find that ball and socket joint, plugging that shoulder down, but reaching through those spread fingertips. And taking one more inhale, sink deeper, reach higher. Hands to the ground as you exhale. Left leg back, lower down nice and slow. Good. Cobra inhale, find the flow. And then exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Good. Body's starting to get a little warmer. Just honoring that process. Good. Let's move on. Inhale, lift the hips and bend the knees. Exhale, step or spring, top of the mat. Inhale, flatten the spine. Fold in, exhale. This time, chair pose. Feet parallel. Bend the knees, shift the weight into the heels. Good. Good. Very nice. You could even use the knees together. Hug them in. Draw the navel in. Beautiful. Take one more inhale and then stand up. Hands to the heart. Exhale. Come right back to chair pose. As you inhale, and then as you exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs. Good. Inhale, flatten the back. Step or jump back, lower down. Moving into this second warm-up series. Cobra's your inhale. Good. Down dog's your exhale. Sweep your right leg back. Inhale. Knee to nose, squeeze it in with strength. Inhale, sweep the right leg back, and then step it through. Spin your back foot flat. Warrior one, arms rise to the sky. Good. We're just going to hold this first warrior one for a few deep breaths. Good. If you're new to this pose, try to get those hips nice and squared to the front wall. Instead of using your shoulders to turn you, use your legs. Good. That's it. Take one more inhale, reach a little higher. Good. Both hands to the floor, right leg back, and lower. Good. Inhale, take it easy in those back bends. Exhale, downward facing dog again. Sweep your left leg back this time. Knee down the nose, squeeze it in. Inhale, sweep it back. Step it through, back heel spins flat. Warrior one. Good. And just feel the outer edge of the right foot pressing down, left hip engaging as it pulls back. Good. It's not confronting. It's just at that right spot where it feels pretty good. Beautiful. Take one more inhale, sink down, reach up, and then both hands down to the ground, left leg back, lower nice and slow. Inhale, open up. You're the one in control. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good. And then moving on. Press those hips back. Bend the knees, step or spring, top of the mat. Inhale, glance out. And then fold in, exhale, squat down. Chair pose is your inhale. Stand up, hands together, exhale. Back to chair pose, one breath. Forward fold, exhale. We're going to do the same thing. Flat back, inhale. And then step or jump back, lower slow. Good. Cobra's your inhale. Open the chest. Downward facing dog. Exhale. This time, just step your right foot through. Spin your back foot flat. Warrior one. Sweep the arms up. One breath. And then both hands to the mat. Step back, lower slow. Good, you guys. Do the left side on your own. Left leg. Good, very nice. Good. Step your feet together. Good. Slide about halfway forward to plank. And roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Reach the left arm up. Side plank pose. Feel free to drop the right knee down to the floor. That's your modification. But otherwise, really spread the fingers wide on both hands. Press the floor away and lift those hips up. Good. Extend your left arm over the left ear. Good. And then maybe lift the heels off of each other. Keep the big toes touching. And if you want to lift it up from there, go ahead. Left arm up as you inhale, plank pose, switch sides. Outer edge of the left foot, reach the right arm up, press the left palm down, and then when you're ready, right arm over right ear. Now, if you're struggling, first of all, notice if it's necessary that you're struggling. Sometimes we like to be dramatic when we don't need to be. Then secondly, if you are struggling and it's necessary, you can set the knee down. That's a sign of intelligence. And maybe with the big toes touching, lift the heels. And then maybe lift the right foot up a little higher. A beautiful. Right arm up, last inhale. Plank pose. Take the vinyasa as you exhale, lower slow. The inhale, open up into that flow. And then exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot through, spin your back foot flat. Warrior one, sweep your arms up, inhale. And then hands to the ground as you exhale, right leg back, lower slow. It's building heat. Cobra, inhale, collarbone spread. Exhale, down dog, drop your head. Step your left foot forward. Spin your back foot flat. Warrior one's your inhale, rise. And then both hands down, frame the foot, left leg back, lower slow. Good, you guys. Inhale, open that flow. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, wind the hips back, bend the knees, step or slingshot the feet top of the mat. Inhale, glance forward, fold in, exhale, chair pose, bend the knees, and then stand up, hands to heart. Good. Back to chair pose, one breath. And then forward fold, exhale. We're going to keep moving for a couple minutes. Inhale, flatten out. And then step or jump back, lower down. Let's see if you can stay with a little stamina, cardio. At the same time, be present with your breath. All the way back to downward facing dog. Step your feet together. Slide halfway forward to plank. Roll on to the outer edge of your left foot. Reach your right arm up. Feel free to set the left knee down. Not going to hold it as long as we did last time, but if you want to reach the right arm over, reach it over. Maybe lift the right foot up. Good. Right arm up, last inhale. Plank pose. Pause here. Lower the forearms down to the ground. Good. So forearm plank pose. Good. Just wanted to introduce this pose to you. We'll come back to it and hold it longer. That's it for now. Come back to plank, one palm at a time. Step your feet together. Good. Change sides. Roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Reach the left arm up. If you might feel like that right shoulder's tired. That just means you're human. You could always set the right knee down. Maybe reach the left arm over the left ear. If you want to lift the left foot, please do. Good. Left arm up, last inhale. Plank pose. Vinyasa if you want it. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Good. And then from down dog, step your right foot through. Spin your back foot flat. Warrior one, sweep the arms up. Pause here. Bring the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, peel the chest open, and then fold inside of your right leg as you exhale. Hold the pose, but don't hold your breath. Good. Just feeling the right hip get a little deeper stretch, the lower back as well. Mainly about breathing, sipping that air down low. You're aware of the people around you. You feel their energy. But you refuse to pick up anything that might distract you. Beautiful, you guys. Set the left hand on the floor. Spin onto your left toes. Reach your right arm straight up. Feel the strength of your legs. Good. So you're getting nice and narrow. The hips hug in. And then extend the right arm over your right ear. Palm's going to face down. And find that little shoulder socket joint as you plug it in. Good. And then right arm up. Pause here. Roll onto your outer edge of your left foot. Swing the right leg back. Stack the legs. Good. Take one more inhale here. Vinyasa or down dog as you exhale. That's it. Inhale, open that heart into the back bend. Exhale, down dog again. Step your left foot through. Spin your back foot flat. Warrior one, arms rise. Hands behind the back, connect them. Inhale, open that heart space, and then fold inside of your left leg. Maybe a little on top of the left thigh. Use the back right foot. Drive the left hip back a little. These are all subtle directions. Good. That breath is just flowing in and out of the nose. Just meditate on the sound, like that ujjayi sound of the waves rushing on and off shore. Good. And then that's it. Right hand to the floor. Spin onto your right toes. Reach your left arm up. It's a twist. Even though it's a twist, it's easy to depend on your right arm. Save the right arm for the next pose. Use the left foot more, the left leg. Good. Left arm over left here. Extend and reach through the fingertips. Let's see if you can plug the left shoulder blade back and down. Palm facing down. Gorgeous. And then as we transition here, left arm up. Now you need the strong right arm. Roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Swing the left leg back, but not going to stay here. One inhale here. Vinyasa or straight to down dog as you exhale. Good, you guys. Good. Breathe in that air deep. Feel the body temperature increase. All right, we'll do one more round. Inhale, hips high. Bend the knees, step, float, or fly, top of the mat. Inhale, flatten out. And then fold in, squat down, chair pose. Inhale. Stand up, hands to heart. Exhale. Back to chair pose. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Dive it out. Inhale, flatten the spine. Step or hop back, lower down. Strong core. Inhale, open that chest and heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot through. Spin your back foot flat. Come up to warrior one as you inhale. Hands behind the back again, interlaced. Inhale, open the chest, and then fold inside of your right leg. Go, give it a few breaths. The last thing in the pose is those knuckles come off the back and maybe over the head as you stretch the shoulder blades. Good. And then left hand to the floor. Reach the right arm up, maybe spin onto the back toes. Good. Feel the strength in the right leg. Cross the right arm over the right ear. And then here we go. Right arm up. Now use the strong left arm, outer edge of the left foot. This will be the last side plank we do. Just take one big inhale. Right hand down, changing it up. Forearm by forearm, lower down. Good. This is your transverse abdominis muscles. Very important core muscle that's on the top of all your other core muscles. Good. You have to use it and actually intentionally use it, zipping it up towards the shell, which is your back side of your back. And then slowly press up, one by one, palm by palm, top of plank. Big juicy inhale here, downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. Step your left foot through. Spin the back foot flat behind you. Warrior one, sweep the arms high. Hands behind the back, connect them. Inhale, open the chest, open the heart. Fold inside of your left leg, exhale. Good. Let the neck go, let the breath flow. Good. Stepping further and further away from thoughts and more into sensation. And then right hand down. Left arm up. If you want to spin onto your right toes, you can. And open up a little wider. Left arm over left ear. Driving through that fingers and through your right heel. And then last side plank. Left arm up. Roll on outer edge of that right foot. Swing the left leg back. Stack the legs. And vinyasa. Lower slow. We'll move on from here. Good. Unplug your hands. Crawl them back to your feet. So you're at the back of the mat. Feet at least hips width apart. Take your peace fingers. Go ahead and latch onto the big toes. And then inhale, lengthen out towards a flat back. Exhale, fold gently in. So we started the practice here. Now notice the difference. Pitching a little weight forward. And the balls of the feet so the hips are aligned over the ankles. Good. Always feeling the lower back. Never compromising the lower back for the hamstrings. They're crucial to your health. Good, you guys. Slowly release the toes. Put a bend in the knees and roll your way all the way up to standing. And once you get up there, reach the arms up. Drop your right hand down to your right side and then just reach through the fingertips as you fold. Good. Come back to center. And then drop the left hand down. Reach through the right hand and press through the left palm into the thigh. Good. And then both hands up. And hands to the heart. And close your eyes for a moment. Find your middle ground. Feel grounded. Maybe set an intention or come back to one. Good. And then open the eyes. Step up to the top of the mat. I'm going to do yogi squat. So you're going to separate the feet a little bit, point the toes out, and squat down as deeply as you can. So if the heels are on the ground, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and start to press your elbows into the knees. Good. If your heels aren't on the ground, you could try separating the feet a little wider. It might work. Good. Very nice. And just breathe. Feel the rib cages expanding into your inner thighs. Should feel nice. Good. If you want the arm balance, we're going to move into it now. You can stay in the pose if you want. Hands on the ground, crow pose. Pull the elbows in towards each other rather than out. That's going to be the strength that supports your weight. Knees rest either on elbows, triceps, or armpits, and then you start to straighten the arms. They might not get straight yet. Doesn't matter. Good. 3 counts here. Good, Wayne. Heels may be touching. 2. And then in 1, step or jump the feet back and take a vinyasa. Good. And then let's continue. Lift your right leg back on the inhale. Right knee, right elbow as you exhale. Squeeze, just hold it there. If you have arm balance practice, feel free. Good. Maybe slide a little higher first. Where are you going? And then right leg back, inhale. Right knee, left elbow, same option. Maybe give it a touch. Hold it there. If you can slide it higher up, do it. It's not easy. And then right leg back. Big inhale here. Step it through, top of the mat. Moving into warrior two. Right heel lines up with the arch of your left foot. Swing that left arm all the way up and over and open behind you. Good. Very nice. Good. Try to use the outer edge of your left foot here. Just training the legs. Good. Tailbone's going to soften down to take any arching out of the lower back. And do your best to relax. Good. Just like any good warrior would halfway through the battle. Good. Now just commit to that right leg if you can. Good. Make sure you're pressing this open to the right. That's protecting your knee. Good. Place your right forearm on your right thigh. Reach your left arm straight to the sky. Try not to collapse completely into the right arm here. Keep the right leg active. And then moving only your left arm, reach for the front wall over your left ear. Good. Like you're playing tug of war with the outer left foot and the left fingertips. So it's a side body stretch. It's a right hip stretch. Good. And then back to warrior two. Structurally sound in the legs. Don't change that. Flip the right palm up, reverse warrior. Sweep it back, pull through the fingertips. Now it's a tug of war contest with the right toes and the right fingertips. Good. One last inhale here. Right fingertips to the ground. Reach the left arm out and over the left ear. Block is nice sometimes. Good. And then as you press your elbow into the inner right knee, open your left chest simultaneously and breathe. If you start to cramp up, you know you're doing it right. Good. Good. One more time. Left arm up. Warrior two. Flip your right palm up. Sweep it behind you. Reverse that warrior. And then right hand to the floor outside of your right foot. We're going to go for the traditional Parsvakonasana side angle pose. Press the knee into your arm. Yeah, cross the left arm over the left ear and open that left chest. Good. It's almost like a little twist happening. Good, you guys. And then from here, reach your left arm up. And then place the left hand down on the ground. Spin onto your back toes. Crescent pose. I know that right leg's killing you. You can set the knee down if you need to. Reach the arm straight up. Good. So you're on the back toes. Hands to heart center. Good. Twist to the right. Hook your left elbow on the outer right thigh, right knee. Yes. Now what you're feeling right now is that right leg getting a little fatigued. If it becomes intolerable, the left knee comes down, no questions asked. Don't let your ego make the decisions. You make them. Slowly come back to crescent pose. Big inhale here. Just hold for 5. Bend the elbows, pull the heart forward. Offer something up. Maybe lean back. Draw the tailbone down. That's your insurance policy for your lower back. Yes. Take one last inhale here. Both hands down to the ground. Right leg back. Vinyasa if you want it. Lower slow. Otherwise, press back. Downward facing dog. Good. No time to think. Sweep the left leg back. Inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Hold it there. Maybe balance on that left elbow. Slide it higher. Where are you going? Good. Inhale, sweep the left leg back. And let it visit the right elbow. Twist it across the body. And hold it. If you give it a tap, great. Maybe slide it up to the tricep. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, step it through. Back foot flat. Warrior two. Circle the right arm up, over, and open behind you. Find that poise, that balance, that drishti. Good. And then if you can seal the outer edge of your right foot down, that would be great. Good. If you could subtly draw your tailbone down, that would be great to take any arching out of the lower back. Soften here. Perfect. Good. And then rest your left forearm on your left thigh. Reach the right arm straight to the sky. Don't rest it too much. Extend the right arm over the right ear. Reach through the fingertips. Breathe as you do it. You know what happens is in these practices, some of us are very athletic, or we become athletic through the practice, but we forget to breathe because our bodies can do everything. Some of us don't create much perspiration, and usually those people that are wondering, how can I sweat more, need to breathe more. Good. Slowly, right arm up. Visit warrior 2. Press up. Flip the left palm up. Reverse warrior like an archer, like a bow and arrow. Set your sights. Yes. And then left fingertips to the floor or block inside the left foot. And make sure you're not losing that left leg. Pin that left knee open to the left. So you're pressing the left knee to the person behind you. And then right arms over the right ear. Keep opening that right chest. Cultivate that almost what's a little bit of a twist. Good. And then back to warrior 2. Right arm up, press up, flip the left palm up. One more reverse warrior. Sweep it back. Feel that beautiful stretch across the side body. And then let's take it to the traditional side angle. Left hand outside the left foot on the floor or block. Right arm over the right ear. And then use a little leverage. Press the knee into the arm. Right about now, that left leg is challenged. I get it. This is when all the growth happens. Good. Slowly right arm up. Place the right hand on the ground. Spin onto your right toes. Now set yourself up for crescent. Little bend in the right knee. Sweep the arms up overhead. And then bend the elbows. Open that heart. Just offer something up here. Take a few deep breaths as you do it. Maybe lean back a little. Make sure the tailbone's low. Yes, last inhale here. Both hands plant down. Left leg back, lower, slow. Inhale, open up in a flow. And then exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Let's move on. Just incrementally going deeper into the practice because the body is ready to go deeper the warmer it is. But don't be afraid to take breaks. Let's move on with the right leg sweeping back again. Right knee, right elbow, squeeze it in. Hold it there. This time, don't sweep it back. Swing it to the left elbow right away. And then right elbow. Keep going back and forth between your elbows for 5. Maybe fast, maybe slow. 4, 3. In 2, we're going to step it through. 1, step it through. Back foot flat, come back to warrior 2. Circle the left arm up, over, and open behind you. And then straighten your right leg. We're going to set up for Trikonasana. If you need to step your left foot in a little, then do that. And then inhale, reach out for the front wall until you can't reach any further. And then exhale, float the right hand down around the shin, ankle, or floor. Good. Very nice. That's it. Use the right hip. See if you can pull it underneath. And it seems like a resting posture. Don't let it be resting posture. You can go to child's pose for a resting posture. Keep your legs active, using the quadriceps. Reach the left arm over the left ear. If you want a little extra, reach the right arm out parallel. And then right hand down, left arm up. I want you to drop the left hand behind your back. See if you can wrap it to the inner right thigh. If you can't stuff it in there, just kind of have it around that area. Bend your right knee a lot. crawl the right hand forward about 12 inches and press your left leg off the floor for half moon pose. And just see if you can keep that hand back there. Good. There's a lot of options here. If you want to reach back and bend the left knee, maybe grab the foot with the left hand or with the right hand. Maybe both hands. That's not easy. If you want it easy, I heard yin yoga's for you. Good. Good, you guys. And then very slowly, if you have the foot, release it. Everybody reach your left arm up. Take one more inhale. Bring your left hand down to the ground. Square your left hip down even with your right. And then crawl the hands a little bit forward. Let's say 3 to 4 inches forward. And then crawl the hands 3 to 4 inches away from each other. Good. Bend the right knee about halfway. And then pull the heart forward like you're doing a flat back on the fingertips. Good. Hands to the heart center. Good. Remember that right knee's bent quite a bit. Last 3. Good. If you're trembling, that's a great thing. 2. In 1, come all the way up to standing, and then bend the knees, chair pose. Inhale, please squat down, reach up, and then hands to heart, twist to the right, hook the left elbow, outer right thigh. You're right. Good. If this is a nice twist for you, stay here. Otherwise, straighten the left arm down towards the floor. Start to reach your right arm up, and if you're really open, drop the right hand behind your back. Take the bind. If you can, try to connect the hands. Gorgeous. Last inhale here. Forward fold. Exhale. Separate your feet hips width apart. Hook the big toes like you did earlier. Inhale, flatten the back. And then fold in as you exhale. Pull gently down. Feel all 4 corners of your feet pressing down. Usually when you're new, you view this practice as one big thing. And you don't even know what that thing is. And then after a few times, you start to figure it out a little bit. You realize there's the down dog, there's the right side, there's the left side, there's the upper body and lower body, arms and legs. And eventually you start to really isolate every little part of your body. The feet, 4 parts to the feet, 5 parts to the hands, a bunch of ribs, a bunch of vertebrae. Always finding length in the crown of the head. Good. I want you to keep your right toes hooked. Release your left toes. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Good. Put a bend in the left knee. You're going to come up to standing. Feel like you're doing flat back first. And then slowly come all the way to standing. Good. Once you get there, if you ever get there, just try to stand up nice and tall. Who cares if you get the right leg straight? You can try. Good. Open the left arm to the left. Start to open the right leg to the right. And focus those eyes on one point. And then come back to center. Left hand back to the left hip. Bend the left knee. And then slowly set the foot back down. Keep the toes hooked. Good. If you can keep the toes hooked, try it. Half moon. Lift the left leg behind you. Good. So what you want to do is use the hooked toes. Lengthen the heart forward. Good. Take one more inhale here. Left hand to the floor. Release the right toes, standing splits. Square your hips, crawl the hands in a little closer to your right foot. Relax your neck. And then flirt with lifting your left leg a little higher. Take one more inhale here. Feet together, exhale. Inhale, flatten the back. Step or hop back, take the vinyasa. Or step back to down dog and skip it. Good. And no time to think. Sweep the left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left elbow starting to oscillate between the elbows. Back and forth, back and forth. Lots of strength for 5, 4, 3, in 2. You're going to step that thing through in 1. Step it through. Back foot flat. Warrior 2. Circle the right arm up over and open behind you. Set your sights forward and then straighten the left knee. Maybe adjust the right foot forward a little. Triangle pose. Inhale, reach out for the front wall. Let the left hip sink back. And then exhale, left hand down. Shin bone. Good. And then as you really reach to the right hand, feel the electricity flowing through you. It's really electricity, believe it or not. Good. Moving only your right arm. Send the electricity to the front wall. And then if you want that little extra edge, you could reach the left arm forward. It doesn't make the pose better, it makes it different. Good. There you go. The left hand down, right arm up. Place the right hand behind your back, maybe inner left thigh if you can stuff it in there. And then look down. Bend the left knee next. Let the left hand come forward about a foot. Press your way up, half moon pose. Use a block if you'd like. And then if you want the different variation, you could feel free to bend the right knee. Reach back with either hand, maybe both. And take a hold of the foot. Try to keep the hip pulling open here. So it's not, it doesn't turn into like a warrior 3 kind of thing. It's still a hip opener. Peeling the right hip open. Falling's learning. So just like when you were a little toddler and you used to fall and laugh at yourself, you do the same here. Gorgeous. If you took the foot, go ahead and release it. Take your last inhale, right arm straight up, right hand down as you exhale. Pause here. Now the hands, you don't want to go too far forward, but crawl them a couple inches, a few, 3 or 4. Then crawl them away from each other. Bend the left knee a lot. There we go. Think flat back first, and then hands to heart. Yes. Don't be shy with that bent left knee. This is your glute muscle. This is 3. In 2. Come all the way up to standing in 1. Feet together, bend the knees. Chair pose, please. Inhale, squat down. Hands to heart, twist to the left. Exhale, hook the elbow or tricep. Feel free to straighten the right arm if you want to get a little deeper in there, left arm up. Otherwise, you know how to increase the pressure. Is just increase the left palm pressure into the right. As you exhale, pull the heart forward a little more and breathe. Take one last inhale here. Forward fold as you exhale. Good. And then inhale, flatten the spine. Fold in, separate the feet. Hips width apart. Take the big toes with the peace fingers and hook them. Inhale, lengthen out. And exhale, fold and gently round. Very nice. Good. Notice what you're feeling. Notice what you're thinking. Your needs and your wants. 2 different things. Try to learn how to separate those 2. Good. Keep your left big toe hooked. Release the big right toe. Place the right hand on the right hip. Good. You're going to bend the right knee quite a bit to help you. Think flat back, and then just come all the way up with the hooked big left toe. And you can start to work the left leg straight if you want. It doesn't have to be straight. Good. And then once you get it there, just counterbalance. Open the right arm to the right, and then open the left leg to the left. Really stamping through all four corners of the right foot, lifting the chest. Come back to center line. Bend the right knee, right hand to right hip. We're going to try this again. Left foot down. Keep the left big toe hooked. Think flat back. So you're using the straightness of your left arm. Pull the heart forward a little bit. And then slowly, has to be slow, lift the right leg behind you. Good, half moon. If that right arm comes up, it's the last thing. Last 3. That's it, you guys. 2. 1 more inhale, both hands down, release the left toe. Standing splits. Crawl the hands a little closer in. Relax your neck and flirt with lifting your back leg a little higher. Last inhale here. Feet together as you exhale. Inhale, flatten the back. Step back to plank pose. Hold that. Good. See if you can lift the right toes off the floor an inch. Keep them lifted. Lower the forearms down to the ground. Forearms. Set the right toes down. Lift your left toes off the ground. See if you can press up to plank pose like this. Good. Left toes down. Big inhale here. Take 5 to lower all the way down to your belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lay down. Run your arms down by your sides. Turn your face to the right. Give yourself a moment to reflect. I'm going to do a couple back bends here. First, just feel the pitter-patter of the heart. Pumping that blood throughout the body. Good. So we'll start the first back bend the way we started the first back bend of the practice. Hands behind the back, interlaced fingers. You want the crown of the head to shoot forward. So chin or forehead starts on the mat, and then shoot the crown of the head forward. Point the toes back again. Lift the feet. So you have to straighten the arms to peel the chest off the ground. Yeah, so you let those straight arms get the height of the torso. Then if you're kinking up the neck, usually wrinkles on the back side of your neck just going to show up on your face one day. So shoot the crown of the head forward, get long. Good. If you want to go a little deeper, bend your knees and reach back with your hands. Take a hold of the feet, probably the ankles if you can, and start to kick the feet into the hands. Spread the chest, spread the collarbone. Maybe lift your thighs a little higher up. Good. Breathe while you do it. The potency is in the breath. Good. Last 3. We're going to do another. And 2. 1 last inhale. Gently release your face to the left. Good. Very nice. Let's do one more. If you like the bow pose, bend the knees right away and grab the feet. Otherwise, take the previous option, hands behind the back, interlaced. Take the one that's right for your body, not your neighbor's, not your idea that you want to do. Take the one that you're ready for now. Kick the feet into the hands if you have the full back bend going on. Spread the collarbone and lift. The last thing that happens is the thighs might lift off the ground. They might not. Breathe deeply, breathe freely for 5. Yes, let the collarbone spread for 4. Good. And 3, shoot the crown of the head forward. 2. Last inhale here, release everything down. Good. Set the forearms up for Sphinx pose. So you're going to stack your shoulders over your elbows. Palms are on the ground, arms paralleled. Feel like you're dragging the skin on the undersides of the arms back. Good. And then one of my favorites, dolphin. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the thighs and lower belly, and then walk the feet in closer to your elbows. Good. Let the heels sink low and the hips lift high. Good. Basically walk your feet as close to the elbows as you can tolerate. Tolerate's a very key word in these practices. Good. Good. And then see if you can lift your right leg straight up. Think height here without opening the hip. Very nice. Good. Feel the shoulders working. That's a good thing. And switch. Right leg down. Lift your left leg up. Very nice. Good. And then left leg down. Switch one more time. Right leg high. Drive those forearms into the ground. I know. Switch last time. Lift your left leg high. Press the forearms down with vigor. And then left leg down. Option 1's child's pose here. Option 2's forearm plank. You could walk the feet back if you still have some juice left in your arms. Good. Good. If you chose forearm plank, lift your right toes off the ground. And then come to plank pose like that, one palm at a time. Set the right toes down, lift the left toes off the ground. And then left toes, everybody downward facing dog. Very, very nice. Good. One more standing series to go on each side. So drink your breath. Hydrate through the breath. Good. Sweep your right leg back as you inhale. This time knee to the nose. We did this once earlier. I want you to squeeze it and hold it in. Good. From here, wherever your knee is, set the knee on the floor. And then pull the knee back up. Do it again. 5 more times. Squeeze as you lift the knee, round your shoulders. Set the knee down. Squeeze. Set it down, round and squeeze. 2 more. Set it down and squeeze. And this time, set it down, step it through as you squeeze. Beautiful. Spin your back foot flat. Bring both hands inside of your right foot. Walk the hands down the center as you straighten your right leg and pivot your right foot in parallel to your left. Come up to your fingertips on an inhale, flat back. Fold in as you exhale, melt. Maybe reach out, grab the feet if it's something that sounds appealing. If you value going upside down more than stretching here, you're welcome to do a headstand. Otherwise, just sit and breathe. Should feel really nice. Make sure the legs are still strong and active. Good. Crawl your fingertips over to your left foot. Good. See if you can get your right hand outside of your left foot, your left ankle. Good. And then reach your left arm straight up. Now as you do that, see if you can square your right hip again in case it went over to the left. Good. A little more. Perfect. Good. Take one more inhale, open wider. Left hand down to the floor. Crawl back down the center. Bring your hands to your hips. If you need to put a little bend in the knees, do it. But just come up with really strong legs, a flat back, all the way up. Once you come up, pivot your right toes to the front of the room. Good. Step your back foot in a few more inches, probably about 6 inches. Point your left toes more forward. Good. And then arms behind the back. Reverse prayer is a nice stretch here. Otherwise, you can take your forearms behind the back like this. And then square the hips. So you want to feel the right hip pull back a little. And then with a flat back, just lean forward. Try to keep the back flat. Some of you guys are really flexible. You might be able to lay over the right thigh with a flat back. But if you feel the rounding happening in the shoulders, that's your stopping point. Beautiful. And then commit your left heel on the ground. Great. Very deep shoulder opener here. So if you guys experience what I experience, you want to run. See if you can stay. Don't fight it. Don't flight it. Just breathe through it. Use the lower belly to help support you. I want you to bring your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm straight out in front of you, parallel to the floor. Reach a little more, and then left hand down. Block floor, ankle, or shin. Roll the right chest open. Twist from your navel and lower lumbar spine. Last thing to come up will be that right arm. Twist it. If you lost the anchor that is your left heel, you could step the left foot in a little. Good. One of the bigger twists that we have, it's kind of a pain in the ass to learn, but once you get it, it's really sweet. Let's take it into the more advanced version. Right hand, right hip. Keep your chest open. Bend your right knee a lot. Crawl the left hand forward a foot, foot and a half. Press your left leg off the floor. And then one more time, right arm up. Good. Last really, really strong pose on this side of the body. Open that right chest. Now your anchor is imaginary. It's the back wall with your left foot. Can you straighten the leg? Good, Wayne. Open that right chest. Beautiful. And then smooth it out. Nice. Good. One more big inhale. Open wide. Right hand to the floor. Slowly drop step your left toes to the back of the mat. Set your left knee down and straighten your right leg. Moving into the half split. Good. If you want a deeper split, you're welcome to slide your right heel forward, maybe a 3/4 split, or attempting the full Hanumanasana. Call it monkey pose. I don't know, yeah, how about your breath? You know, the breath is obviously important. We talk about it, but why is it important? For the strength postures, it allows you to calm your mind so that you're not overly stressed, overly worked. But in these postures, when there's not so much strength, it's more flexibility, it helps you deepen the posture. So it's a different type of sensation that is similar to that of strength, but it's actually not. If you took the deeper split, come back to the half split. Everybody bend the right knee, place the whole right foot on the floor, and then bend your left knee. Reach back with your right hand. Take a hold of the top of the foot. This is for the hip flexor. Don't be afraid to lean onto the top of that left thigh. Gorgeous. And then release the foot. Go ahead and frame your right foot. Tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee. Step back to plank pose. Good. And then lower the forearms down one by one. Good. Come back to plank pose, palm by palm. We're going to do it 2 more times. Let's do it slow. Forearm by forearm. Lower slow. Palm by palm. Press up. The last one's the slowest. Forearm by forearm. Palm by palm. Good. Down dog. Last side to go. Sweep the left leg back as you inhale. Knee to nose. Squeeze it in. Exhale. Good. Now what we're going to do is set the tip of the knee down and then pull it up. 5 of these. Round the shoulders as you lift it. Set it down and then round. Set it down. This is 3. Round and lift high. Set it down and then lift and round. Here's the last one. I want you to use this one to step the foot through. Good. And then spin your back foot flat. Walk your hands inside of your left foot. Crawl them down the center again. Straighten the left leg and pivot the left foot in. This time crawl the hands forward. I want your palms on the ground. Think down dog. Use your strong arms way in front of you to press the floor away. Good. Feel the hips lifting just like down dog. Good. Just like down dog. As much as you can. More. There you go. Press the floor away. Lift the hips. Very nice. Feel the heels gluing down. Very nice. It's a really nice stretch here. Last few breaths. And then crawl the hands back. Crawl them over to your right foot. Take the outer ankle if you can with the left hand, and once you do it, with your hips even, reach the right arm up. Good. Very nice. Take one more inhale, open wider, and then right hand down to the floor. Good. Crawl back down the center. Bring the hands back to the hips. If you need to bend the knees, do it. Lead with your head, lead with your heart. Flat back, come all the way up. Good. Pivot your left toes to the front of the room. Step your back foot in enough, so probably 6 to 12 inches. Point the right toes forward. Good. And then hands behind the back. Last shoulder stretch. Reverse prayer or opposite elbows. Square the hips up. Commit to your right heel on the floor. And then lean halfway forward. Good. And once you get to that halfway point, just feel the little subtleties in the pose. You still have commitment to your right heel on the ground. You have a little lift in your lower belly. The shoulders are drifting away from the ears. Very nice. And you're using the feet to square the hips. That's it. Let's take it into the twist. Left hand, left hip. Reach the right arm straight out in front of you. Just get a little longer. Drop the right hand down, floor, block, ankle, whatever makes sense here. So the idea is to roll the left chest open first, twist from your navel, and then the last thing will be that left arm to come up. Good. And then keep on anchoring the right heel on the ground. That's the tough part. There you go. Beautiful. And moving into the last standing posture, left hand, left hip. Bend your left knee a lot. Crawl the right hand forward, foot and a half, and then press your right leg off the floor. Last time, left arm up. Imaginary anchor is the back wall with your right heel. See if you can feel the skin on the back of your right knee stretch. Yes, that's what you want to feel. As you do that, open your left chest. Breathe deeper, last 5. Good. 4. That's it. Open a little wider. Breathe a little deeper. 3. Almost there. In 2. You got it. Last inhale. Left hand down. Go ahead and drop step your right toes back of the mat. And set your right knee down. Straighten your left leg. Half split, full split, banana split. Take a split. Enjoy it. Stay with your breath. Find the length. Use the breath to help you. Good, you guys. Take your time here. Take the full split into the half split. Bend the left knee, place the whole foot on the floor. Bend the right knee. Reach back with your left hand. Take a hold of the foot if you can. And then just find a little leverage. Good. Should feel really nice. Right hip flexors. They get nice and tight. It's nice to have open ones. And then release. Frame your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Plank pose. Step back. Good. And then last vinyasa. Just lower slow. Good. Open up in a flow. And then exhale, press back. Downward facing dog. Set your knees on the floor. Crawl the knees forward. Cross your ankles. Sit down behind your heels. Come into Navasana, boat pose. Good. So you could have the feet parallel with the knees if you'd like. Nothing excessive today. We're just going to do 10 of these. Inhale, lower halfway. And then come back up. 1, lower halfway. 2, good, halfway lower. 3, good, halfway. 4, good, halfway lower. 5, good, halfway there. 6, halfway. 7, keep it up, halfway. 8, halfway. 9, last one. And 10. Good. Have the soles of your feet come together. Sit up nice and tall. And then fold in if you'd like to. Sitting up nice and tall might be enough for you. But all downhill from here. Try to stay with your breath. Good. Release. Close the knees. Slide the legs out in front of you. Last seated stretch. Reach the arms up as you inhale. Forward fold as you exhale. Grab the feet if you want. Use a towel if you want as a strap. And breathe into your back. Don't compromise your lower back for your hamstrings. Very nice. Take one more inhale. Lay down on your back as you exhale. Good. Bridge pose, set the feet on the ground, hips width apart. Pull the feet a little bit in so you could graze them with the hands if you wanted. And then tilt your tailbone to the front of the room so they lift a little. So the hip pointers lift, and lift them higher. Lift them all the way up. Either take the hands behind the shoulders, fingers forward, or just connect them behind your lower back. If you're taking the hands behind the shoulders, come up to the full back bend, press the arms towards straight. Urdhva Dhanurasana, otherwise just stay in bridge pose. Last back bend of the class. And breathe. Deep belly breathing, last 3. And 2. Take one more inhale, full expression. Exhale, lower all the way down. Happy baby pose. Reach out and grab the outer edges of your feet. Plug your knees down. Use a little strength in the biceps to pull the knees closer to the floor. And at the same time, lengthen your tailbone towards the front wall. Maybe rock around left and right if it's something that feels nice. Good, and then release. Go ahead and place the right ankle on top of your left knee. Thread the needle, pigeon pose. Slide your hand, the right hand through that triangular opening, and either grab the shin bone or the hamstring of your left leg. Try to lengthen the tailbone again, kind of like happy baby. And use the arms and your flexed right foot. And pull the knee in. Good. Always surrendering into the hips, never resisting. The hips only respond to surrender. And then release, switch sides. Stack the left ankle on top of your right knee. Thread through that little needle, the little eye. And then grab the hamstring or grab the knee. Start to use the arms, pull the knee in. At the same time, lengthen. Glue the tailbone, the sacrum, onto the floor. And then release. Go ahead and hook your big toes. See if you can straighten the legs out to the sides. Other options to bring the hands to the inner knees. Pull the knees down towards the floor. So it's a wide straddle stretch for the pelvis, the groin. And then close the legs. Keep the legs straight up. Bring the palms on the ground in front of you. Press them down. Rock the feet up and over your head, plow pose. Nice and easy. Who cares if the feet come down or not? Let the neck be protected. So a little space between the chin and the throat. Bring the hands to the lower back, walk the elbows in, and then walk the legs one by one up towards the ceiling. As you just start to empty the valves and pockets of blood in the legs, restoring them, purifying. Eventually, fresh, new oxygenated blood will be pumped back in there. And then easily just come back. Plow pose. Rest the feet overhead. Plant the palms on the ground. And use the palms. Lower slowly out of that upper, middle, and eventually lower back until the lower back touches down. And then have the knees into the chest. Drop both knees to the right. Open the left arm to the left. Maybe have the knees higher up if you'd like. And then come back to the center line. Take the knees to the left and the right arm over to the right. Maybe turn your face to the left for your very final spinal twist. See if you can let go. Everything but the breath. Breath will be let go of next. And then come back to the center line. Go ahead and wrap the arms around the knees. Lots of tension. Start to squeeze and pull the knees into the nose and the nose into the knees. Take your last conscious inhale. Hold it in as you squeeze everything you own for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Let it go to shavasana, the final resting pose. Get comfortable, eyes closed or covered. If you're new to the practice, this is the most important part. Based off of yogic texts, 3 parts, 3 things primarily make up our physical and mental health. The first thing is diet, so what we put in our bodies. The second would be exercise, or what we do with our bodies, action-oriented. And those 2 things are pretty well known these days, well publicized, even though we're still figuring out the right mix and match. The last thing is more elusive, and it's resting. Proper rest. So whether that's proper sleep or just actually a meditation. A way to be able to sit quietly and just learn how to control your mind a little bit. But the gateway, the key to the gateway of that control is to let go. Be vulnerable, be open. As tough as you are, practice being not so tough, just for a few minutes. And see what happens. The deeper you go, the deeper the reward will be. Welcome to yoga. Let's start to come back. Place your left hand over your heart, the right hand over your stomach. Make sure to seal your practice with gratitude. If you need a couple minutes on your backs, feel free to stay there. Otherwise, take one more big inhale through the nose. Hold the breath in. Sip in a little bit more air. And then open the mouth, let it go. Good work today, guys. Namaste.